ABC General Hospital spoilers for Monday, August 11th reveal that Jocelyn's discovery of something unexpected at Five Poppies Resort marks a significant shift in General Hospital, adding a new layer of intrigue and complexity to the ongoing narrative. As she uncovers a surprising element at the resort, the story takes a dramatic turn, leading to an encounter with Britt that neither of them saw coming, and the obsession that is beginning to define the actions of those involved. What was once a peaceful getaway at Five Poppies is rapidly becoming a breeding ground for new conflicts, personal revelations, and shocking confrontations. The adjustments in the storyline are evident as the narrative around Jocelyn and Britt deepens, particularly with the unexpected tension between the two women. Jocelyn, who has long been seen as someone navigating the complexities of her own family dynamics, is thrust into a situation where her bond with Britt is tested in ways that neither of them anticipated. The resort, which was supposed to be a place of calm and recovery, is quickly revealed to be a hotbed of psychological turmoil, where Jocelyn's personal growth and Britt's darker tendencies collide. Their encounter marks the beginning of a new wave of conflict, one that hinges on obsession, control, and the emotional fallout of their past interactions. As Jocelyn and Britt cross paths, the impact of their meeting is undeniable. Jocelyn, who has always struggled with her relationships and personal boundaries, is now forced to confront her feelings toward Britt, a character who has always walked the line between ally and adversary, representing a moment where the characters are no longer merely reacting to their circumstances but are actively being shaped by their desires, fears, and emotional baggage. The resort, once a place of refuge, has become a stage for these internal struggles to unfold, and it is clear that this will have lasting consequences for the characters involved. What makes this new development so compelling is that it challenges the established boundaries between Jocelyn and Britt. The encounter between them is not just about confrontation. It is a moment of reckoning, where both women are forced to face the realities of their actions and the growing influence of their obsessions. Britt's tendency toward manipulation and control. It becomes clear that Jocelyn and Britt's encounter at Five Poppies is just the beginning of a much larger emotional and psychological battle. Their meeting marks a pivotal moment in the narrative, one that will ripple through the lives of those around them and set the stage for future conflicts. The obsession with control, power, and revenge is now front and center, and it's clear that these themes will continue to drive the show forward. Jocelyn, Britt, and the other characters involved are being pulled deeper into a web of psychological tension, where every decision has far-reaching consequences. The encounter between Jocelyn and Britt not only highlights the changes in their personal dynamics but also signals a broader shift in General Hospital's storytelling. The show is evolving from traditional family dramas to more psychologically driven narratives, where the characters' internal struggles take center stage. Jocelyn's discovery at Five Poppies, combined with her encounter with Britt, represents a turning point where the characters are no longer passive players in their own stories. They are actively engaging with their obsessions, fears, and desires in a way that will have a lasting impact on their futures. In the coming episodes, viewers can expect to see the fallout from this encounter reverberate through the lives of the characters. Jocelyn's emotional journey will become even more complex as she grapples with her growing sense of power and agency, while Britt's manipulative tendencies will continue to shape the course of events. The encounter between the two women serves as a reminder that in General Hospital, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Every relationship is layered with history, desire, and obsession, and the consequences of these emotions are just beginning to unfold. As Jocelyn and Britt continue to navigate their increasingly complex relationship, it's clear that the psychological tension between them will only grow, leading to even more shocking revelations and explosive confrontations. The stage is set for a new era of storytelling in General Hospital, one that promises to captivate audiences with its exploration of obsession, power, and the human psyche. Drew's increasing pressure on Willow has introduced an entirely new layer of tension and intrigue in General Hospital, marking a significant turning point in the unfolding drama. As Drew moves forward with a dangerous new scheme, he begins to leverage his knowledge of Willow's dark past, specifically her involvement in the attempted kidnapping of Daisy, to manipulate and control her. This revelation is not just a plot twist, it's a game changer that shakes Willow's world to its core. The truth about Willow's past, which she has worked so hard to keep hidden, is now threatening to unravel everything she has built, and Drew is determined to use this secret to his advantage. As Drew pushes Willow to make difficult choices, the stakes are raised higher than ever, creating a chaotic and emotionally charged situation that will have ripple effects throughout Port Charles. The pressure Drew is applying to Willow is not just about forcing her to comply with his demands, it's about using the weight of her guilt and fear to manipulate her into doing his bidding. Drew, who has always been a complex character, is now playing a dangerous game of leverage and coercion. He knows exactly how vulnerable Willow is in this situation. And he's not afraid to exploit her fears of the truth coming out. The secret about Willow's attempt to kidnap Daisy is not just a personal failure, it's a devastating revelation that could destroy her relationships, especially with those closest to her. Drew, aware of the emotional and psychological turmoil this secret could cause, begins to threaten her with exposure, knowing full well the damage it could do. Willow's response to Drew's manipulation is a reflection of her inner turmoil and desperation. She has always been a character who values her relationships and her integrity. But Drew's threats push her to the brink. As the truth about Willow's past begins to come to light, the emotional fallout is immediate and intense. The people who once trusted her will now be forced to confront the reality of her actions, and Willow's standing in the community will be irreparably damaged. Drew's ability to blackmail her with this truth shifts the balance of power in their dynamic, leaving Willow with few options and even fewer allies. This situation escalates into a full-blown crisis, as the consequences of Drew's actions begin to spiral out of control. The way Drew is manipulating Willow also highlights his growing obsession with control, as well as the consequences of her actions. This secret, which she has desperately tried to keep hidden, is now out in the open. And it threatens to tear apart her relationships with everyone she cares about. The emotional and psychological impact of this revelation will be felt throughout Port Charles, especially as more people learn the truth. Willow's fear of being exposed is not just about losing the trust of others, it's about the emotional toll of having to face the mistakes of her past. As the story progresses, Willow will have to navigate the fallout from Drew's blackmail, as well as the damage caused by her own actions, as she is forced to confront not only her past but also the choices she will make moving forward. What makes this storyline so compelling is the way it highlights the themes of power, control, and obsession. Drew's manipulation of Willow is not just a personal conflict, it's a reflection of the larger forces at play in Port Charles. As Drew uses Willow's secret to control her, he is demonstrating just how much power one person can hold over another when they possess the right knowledge. The way Drew twists Willow's vulnerability into a weapon is a powerful exploration of the darker side of human nature. It forces the audience to ask difficult questions about the morality of revenge, the cost of secrets, and the lengths to which people will go to protect themselves from the consequences of their actions. As Drew's blackmail of Willow unfolds, it becomes clear that this is just the beginning of a much larger conflict. The revelation about Willow's past is the spark that ignites a firestorm of consequences. And as the truth continues to come to light, the emotional and psychological toll on the characters involved will only grow. She will be forced to make choices that will change her future forever. This storyline is not just about the exposure of secrets, it's about the lasting impact that those secrets have on the characters, the relationships they've built, and the moral compromises they are forced to make. In the end, the pressure Drew is placing on Willow, and the shocking revelation about her past, are setting the stage for a dramatic shift in General Hospital. This isn't just about a character trying to manipulate another, it's about the unraveling of the very fabric of trust, loyalty, and power within the world of Port Charles. As Willow faces the consequences of her past and Drew continues to push her into dangerous territory, the emotional stakes are higher than ever before. This is a story about obsession, manipulation, and the price of keeping secrets, and it's clear that the fallout from these events will be felt throughout the entire show for months to come. Anna's discovery of a new secret about Dalton is setting the stage for an exciting and complex turn in General Hospital. What begins as a seemingly simple investigation into Dalton's past soon unravels into a web of secrets and lies that could alter the course of the entire narrative. As Anna digs deeper, she uncovers a shocking piece of information that connects Dalton to a series of events no one saw coming. This new revelation doesn't just add another layer of intrigue, it's a game-changer that brings forth the potential for explosive revelations and sets up a new chapter in Anna's personal journey, as well as her connection to the larger mysteries at play in Port Charles. As Anna processes this newfound knowledge about Dalton, she realizes that this discovery could change everything. Is left to figure out how to handle this discovery, and what actions she must take to prevent further damage. The revelation about Dalton's secret is particularly crucial because Anna takes it upon herself to inform Jason about what she's learned, as she now seeks his assistance in uncovering the full extent of Dalton's involvement in the ongoing mystery. This development represents one of the key adjustments in the storyline, as Anna's increasingly central role in these high-stakes investigations adds new dimensions to the narrative. By involving Jason, a character known for his ability to take action in the face of danger, Anna is positioning herself to take a more active and forceful role in the investigation. One that will push her to confront not only Dalton's secrets but also the dark forces that have been quietly operating behind the scenes. Anna's decision to approach Jason with this new information further sets up the next major plot twist, the confirmation of a trip to Europe to track down Britt. As Anna shares her findings with Jason, it becomes clear that the next step in their investigation will take them far beyond Port Charles. The European journey to find Britt adds an entirely new layer to the story, creating a sense of urgency and danger that will propel the characters into new and unpredictable situations. The confirmation of this trip signals a significant shift in the show's direction, as it moves beyond the confines of the familiar town of Port Charles and into the international arena. This new development opens up a wealth of new possibilities for both Anna and Jason, as they prepare to embark on a mission that will not only test their abilities but also challenge their personal boundaries and relationships. The trip to Europe, in search of Britt, is more than just a physical journey. It represents a deeper, more emotional quest for answers. As Anna and Jason head toward Europe, they are not only pursuing the mystery surrounding Britt but are also confronting their own emotional turmoil and unresolved issues. Anna's past with Britt, combined with her complex feelings toward Jason, will make this journey as much about personal discovery as it is about uncovering the truth. As they follow the trail to find Britt, the emotional stakes for both characters rise, with each new revelation pushing them further into a world of danger and uncertainty. The search for Britt will not be straightforward. As the investigation takes Anna and Jason across Europe, they are likely to encounter unexpected twists and challenges that will test their resolve. The intrigue surrounding Britt is far from over, and as the characters get closer to finding her, they will also uncover more about the shadowy forces that have been working against them. This journey will force Anna and Jason to confront not only their past but also their future, as the stakes grow higher with each passing moment. The adjustment in Anna's role, transforming from a mere observer of events to an active participant in the investigation, represents one of the most significant changes in the show's direction. As Anna steps into the spotlight, taking charge of the search for Britt and confronting Dalton's secrets, she becomes a central figure in the unfolding drama. This shift in Anna's character adds a sense of urgency and importance to the storyline, as her actions will have far-reaching consequences for herself, Jason, and everyone else involved in the investigation. The emotional and psychological stakes of this story are much higher now, as Anna and Jason are not just trying to find Britt, they are also dealing with the personal implications of what they uncover along the way. The confirmation of the trip to Europe to find Britt ties all of these threads together. What began as a simple search for answers has now evolved into an international mission with life-or-death consequences. As Anna and Jason prepare to embark on this journey, they are forced to grapple with the dangers and uncertainties that lie ahead. This trip is not just about solving a mystery, it is about facing the unknown and coming to terms with the emotional weight of the past. As the story unfolds, the tension between Anna, Jason, and the forces working against them will only grow. Their journey to Europe will take them into new and dangerous territory, testing their loyalty, their trust in each other, and their ability to navigate the murky waters of deception and betrayal. The shift in Anna's character, from passive participant to active investigator, is a major turning point in the show's narrative, and it sets the stage for even greater twists and shocks to come. The trip to Europe is just the beginning of a larger, more complex mystery. One that will unfold across multiple continents and lead the characters to unexpected places, physically, emotionally, and morally. The discovery of Dalton's secret, combined with the confirmation of the trip to find Britt, is the catalyst for what promises to be one of General Hospital's most exciting and emotionally charged chapters. As Anna and Jason step into a world filled with danger and uncertainty, the show takes on a new dimension, one that is filled with high-stakes drama, deep emotional exploration, and unpredictable twists. The journey to uncover the truth about Britt, Dalton, and the larger conspiracy at play is just beginning, and it's clear that the path ahead will be anything but easy. General Hospital has entered a new era, one defined by secrets, betrayals, and the relentless pursuit of the truth. Vaughn and Jocelyn's encounter marks a pivotal turning point in the complex web of relationships that has been evolving throughout General Hospital. Their dynamic has always been one of quiet intensity, each struggling with their own personal conflicts, desires, and emotional walls. But as they stand on the precipice of this growing connection, it becomes clear that the moment of reckoning has arrived. The heat between them is undeniable, pushing both Vaughn and Jocelyn into a space they hadn't anticipated. One that is emotionally charged and fraught with consequences. For Jocelyn, this new development stirs a whirlwind of emotions. She has always tried to maintain control over her life, her emotions, and her relationships, but Vaughn is different. There is something about him that makes her question everything she thought she knew about herself. The attraction between them isn't just physical. It's something deeper, something that pulls her in against her better judgment. She has experienced heartache, disappointment, and a deep sense of loss in her past relationships, and with Vaughn, there's a sense of risk, of unpredictability that both excites and terrifies her. She has always prided herself on her ability to maintain control over her emotions. But Vaughn's presence threatens to destabilize that. The tension between them, initially subtle and unspoken, now seems to be bubbling over, threatening to consume them both. For Vaughn, this growing connection with Jocelyn is equally confusing and compelling. He has always been the kind of man who keeps his emotions close to his chest, preferring to maintain a sense of distance from the chaos of Port Charles. But Jocelyn has a way of drawing him in, of challenging his carefully constructed walls. Vaughn's attraction to her is undeniable, but it's not just about the physical allure. There's something about her spirit, her vulnerability, and her strength that pulls him in. He sees the complexities within her, and those complexities make him wonder if he is the person she needs in this moment of her life. As the tension grows between them, Vaughn finds himself at a crossroads, caught between the desire to protect himself from emotional involvement and the undeniable pull of his feelings for Jocelyn. The emotional and psychological stakes are rising, and Vaughn is being pushed to confront the possibility that this connection with Jocelyn could unravel him in ways he hadn't prepared for. The heat between Vaughn and Jocelyn isn't simply a fleeting moment of passion, it's a reflection of the larger emotional shifts happening in their lives and the show as a whole. As they are drawn together, they are forced to face their own personal struggles and the truths they've been avoiding. This is not just about attraction, it's about two people navigating their emotional vulnerabilities, their fears, and the complexities of who they are becoming. The tension between them forces them to confront the deeper, often painful parts of themselves that they have tried to hide or ignore. Vaughn and Jocelyn are not just responding to each other's physical presence, they are engaging in a much deeper psychological dance, one that speaks to their fears of intimacy, their desire for connection, and the uncertainty of what happens next. The encounter between them represents a significant shift in the narrative of General Hospital. As the emotional and physical tension escalates, it is clear that this relationship will not be easy. There will be no simple resolution, no easy answers. Their connection will be marked by obstacles, both external and internal. There are personal histories, emotional baggage, and complications that will shape how they interact with each other moving forward. But the allure of their chemistry, the way they challenge each other, is undeniable. They are both drawn to each other in a way that is far more than just physical. It's a magnetic pull that neither of them can escape. This growing relationship is a catalyst for change, both for them and for the larger world of General Hospital. The story of Vaughn and Jocelyn is more than just an explosive romance. It is a reflection of the show's broader narrative shift. The show has always excelled at exploring the complexities of human emotion and relationships. But this storyline dives deeper into themes of obsession, desire, and the consequences of acting on those impulses. Vaughn and Jocelyn's growing connection is a reflection of the emotional turmoil that has been bubbling beneath the surface of their respective lives. It's a moment of reckoning for both of them, as they are forced to face the truth about themselves and their feelings. In many ways, their relationship mirrors the larger conflicts happening in Port Charles, where passions run high. Secrets are constantly being unearthed, and the line between love and obsession is often blurred. This new direction in their relationship also highlights the evolving nature of storytelling in General Hospital. As the show continues to push boundaries, the relationships between its characters are becoming more intense, more psychologically complex. What once felt like a simple attraction is now taking on layers of meaning, revealing the deep emotional struggles that both Vaughn and Jocelyn are experiencing. Their connection is no longer just about physical desire, it is about emotional vulnerability, trust, and the fear of being hurt. The more they try to resist, the more they find themselves drawn together, unable to escape the undeniable tension between them. Their relationship also raises important questions about control and power within the context of relationships. As Vaughn and Jocelyn become more entangled, they must confront the shifting power dynamics between them. Who holds the power in their relationship? Is it the one who feels the most, or the one who remains emotionally distant? This dynamic will undoubtedly evolve as they face the consequences of their actions. Their journey will force them to reckon with their pasts, their desires, and their fears about love and intimacy. The emotional stakes are high, and the uncertainty of what lies ahead only adds to the tension. As Vaughn and Jocelyn navigate the complexities of their connection, their story is a reminder that relationships in General Hospital are rarely simple. Every romance is laced with personal challenges, emotional baggage, and the constant tension between love and obsession. As they continue to explore their growing connection, the journey will not be without obstacles. The intensity between them is just the beginning of a much larger, more complicated narrative. Their evolving relationship will change not just the course of their own lives but the larger dynamics in Port Charles. The heat between Vaughn and Jocelyn isn't just a fleeting moment, it's a powerful force that will leave a lasting impact on everything it touches.